Hello, air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, and I already have a fly flying through my hair. It has been an adventure since the last time I recorded a video for you guys. For those of you who are new here, a very warm welcome to each and every one of you. And for those of you who are returning, thank you so much for continuing to support my little channel. I'm going to get started. If it seems like I'm rushing, I am rushing a little bit. I am recording this video under the influence of the annular eclipse here coming up on the 14th tomorrow. Trying to get these videos out to you guys today. Not sure if that's going to happen. And yeah, I've been out in the desert with no power, which means no electricity, no air conditioning, and the average temperature has been 40 degrees C, also known as 104 Fahrenheit. And yeah, anyway, enough about me. Let's get started. I will put timestamps down below for each of you. However, I do encourage you guys to watch all of the videos, or at least tap in a little bit to all of the air sign videos. And the reason being is that when I do the 4 videos for a month rather than 12 videos, wherein I bulk together the zodiac signs that are under the influence of one particular element, I do find commonalities in a lot of the readings. So you guys might, you might find that interesting. So these are general readings intended for anybody born under the sign of Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. And if you also have a lot of Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius elsewhere in your charts, by all means, this reading is intended for you as well. Gemini, let's get started. One card sticking out there. Not sure if it's actually going to pop out or not. We'll see here in a second. Maybe, maybe not. That's one more card. Okay. All right, Gemini, let's get started. You have the 2 of Spring, also known as the 2 of Wands here. You have the 9 of Winter raining on your parade and the 7 of Summer here as well. All right, the 2 of Spring is a card of, okay, so the suit of Spring corresponds to the suit of Wands, which corresponds to the element of fire. This is a card of, it's time to step up, step in, take action. But on what? Well, there's a duality coming in. That's why you have the 2 here. And so there's a possibility that for what it is that you're working on at this time, Gemini, there may be the necessity to pair up or partner up with someone. Or there may be a really important decision that you're going to have to make here in the very near future. But either way, this is a card indicating like you need to continue to be moving forward. Don't allow laziness or lackadaisical attitude to come into things. But yeah, there's really, I want to say for you guys that this is an indication that there's a decision that you're trying to make at this time, Gemini, and you have been unable to make the decision yourself yet. You keep waffling back and forth and back and forth. And the 2 of Wands is saying, maybe you need to ask for some help or some input from someone else. You'll notice that there's 2 fairies now trying to lift this object rather than just one. The next card that you have is the 9 of Winter, also known as the 9 of Swords. And this is the card that I like to refer to as the catastrophizing card. This is the card indicating that you may be keeping yourself awake at night with worry and catastrophism and, oh my God, worst case scenario. And that's not surprising with this 2 of Wands here, indicating that you need some help or assistance in making a decision. But the thing I do want to say is that, Gemini, when you catastrophize about things. We know our thoughts are energy, and energy creates our reality, and our thoughts create our reality. And so if you are lying awake in bed, worrying, or even if you're awake during the day and you're worried, what you're going to produce is more of the catastrophe that's running through your head. So one way or the other, you need to get out of that, and you may need help or a partnership in order to be able to help you get out of that. Now, the last card that came out for where you're at now and what you're stepping into for mid to late October is the Seven of Summer, also known as the Seven of Cups. And this is a card of, it's time to take action. You can't procrastinate anymore. And in fact, I'm going to just read the first part of this. Normally, I don't read what's on the cards, but sometimes the cards can say it better than I can. And the words right here: no more procrastinating. I can't say it any more clearly. There is a decision that you need to make at this time, Gemini. The more you worry about it, the more you bring indecision into it. Remember, our thoughts create our reality. So if you're sitting there worrying about, oh my God, I have to make this decision, while not making the decision and you're procrastinating, then you are bringing more worry into your life. So I think that the cards are going to reflect whatever this decision is that you need to make. You need to make it. You need to stick to it. I do want to say, I am sensing, Gemini, that part of the reason that you don't want to make the decision is because you don't want to step up and step into the responsibility for the decision that you need to make. And the cards are saying you have to. And part of being an adult, part of living and life, is taking responsibility for our actions and for the choices and decisions that we make. And Gemini, this is indicating that you are sloughing off and not wanting to make a decision. And I feel really deeply that the reason you don't want to is because you don't want to have to live with the consequences one way or the other. The cards are indicating it's time. Let's take a look at what you're focusing on here for mid to late October. Interesting. We're going to go almost through the whole deck. Okay. All right. Yep. There we go. Okay. The Miser card. The Miser card corresponds to the Four of Rainbows, also known as the Four of Pentacles. This is the card of balance your budget. Make sure that you don't have more going out than what you have coming in. But this is also the card of coveting. This is a card of looking over the fence and thinking that the grass is greener on the other side. And when you do that, remember, our thoughts create our reality. When you covet what someone else has in the material world, what you are actually doing is creating a lack in your own life, Gemini. So if you look at the character on this card, the character on this card is an elderly lady who looks rather miserable. And yet she has on her old, beautiful hat filled with ostrich feathers, and she has all of her jewels and whatever here, and she's got on this fur stole. But there really is evidence that she's not all that she thinks that she is. Why? Well, she's surrounded by all of her material things, but she's all alone. She's not very happy. Why? Because she coveted all of these material things that someone else had, or that someone else implied to her were important and she had to have. And now in her aging days, she's miserable. So this is a card of caution, Gemini. How does this tie into this decision that you need to make? Well, If the decision that you need to make, if you're basing the decision that you need to make upon thinking that you want what someone else has, then you may end up in the position that this lady is in later in life. The other card that you have here for what you're focusing on for mid to late October is the trust card. And this is the card asking you to take that leap of faith and make that choice or that decision that you have been sitting on for quite some time, Gemini. Remember what I said over here. No more procrastination. It is time to make the decision. Trust in the process of the universe. You'll notice that this is a picture of a character who has taken a leap of faith. They've just jumped off. Away they go. And they're leaping into the unknown. And sometimes when we have decisions that we need to make in our life, Gemini, we need to do that. Because the more that we catastrophize about it with this 9 of winter, or the more that we think we want what someone else has, and that's what's holding us back from making the decision, because we don't make the decision because we think that we want something bigger and more grandiose than what our bank account says that we can afford, right? That's the message behind this card, is we're coveting the big house that our neighbor has while we're living in a little bungalow next door. And we're at the point where we won't make decisions to move forward in our own life because we're coveting what they want. Oh, I want. When you're in a place of I want, you're actually creating lack in your life, Gemini. Instead, trust and believe in yourself. Take that leap, make the decision, and live with whatever comes of that. Let's have a look. See if there's anything challenging you at this time. Be nice if nothing flipped out here, right? Oh, I spoke too soon. Ah, and there it is. Okay, so card that jumped out, Ace of Pentacles in reverse. What is this card? Well, aces are all about new beginnings. They're always about new beginnings here, Gemini. But the Ace of Pentacles coming up in reverse is indicating that there is a delay in you starting something new, of you stepping forward into a new beginning. Why is there a delay? Well, because you're delaying yourself in making a decision. There is material gain that you can have. But when you're living in coveting mode, that material gain is delayed because it's not really what you want. You're looking over the fence at someone else's dream and saying, that's what I want. Is it really what you want? That's part of the lesson here for you right now, Gemini, is exploring what you really want versus looking at someone else's dream that they have manifested and saying, oh, I think that's what I want. Is it really what you want? Are those people really happy? You know, one of the things that's coming up and coming to mind for me is the song, Money Can't Buy Me Love. Do you really think that the people that have what you want are that much happier than you are? Or is that what they are portraying to the outside world by wearing all of the jewels and the fur stole and all of these fancy regalia? You have the 7 of Swords coming in here as well in your challenging positions. The 7 of Swords indicates that something that's going on around you is not necessarily as it seems. There may be some betrayal or secretive action happening behind the scenes that you're not aware of at this time. That may be partially partially as a result, this is what's coming up for me, because this is not what I was going to say. And then I got this download. I'm avoiding saying this, but I'm going to have to say it out loud. I'm just trying to figure out how to word it here for you, Gemini. When you catastrophize and you worry, you create your own reality, and you create your own reality as the catastrophe that you keep sitting up in bed worrying about late at night. The fact that there is some type of betrayal happening and coming in here, Gemini, there's a possibility that you created that betrayal with your own thoughts and beliefs, believing that everybody else is out to get you and everyone else is against you. And when you believe that, then that's what the universe will bring more to you. And you have the Six of Wands coming in here in your challenges. And the Six of Wands is a card that is about your reputation. And so this card coming up in your challenges is indicating that you may be concerned about like this decision that you need to make with this 2 here. You're concerned about your reputation and what's going to happen with your reputation. You're catastrophizing about things. You're worried about other people coveting what you have and being against you, and so on, which is creating a reality like it's just a mess for you right now. Okay. I don't know why I'm being called upon to share this with you, Gemini, but I'm going to share it with you. I have 2 friends with very similar medical problems. Both of them have struggled with their weight. Both of them have been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes and all of the side effects that go along with the diabetes. A number of years ago, both of them decided that they were going to clean up their lives, clean up their diets, lose weight, and so on. As a result of the abuse that they put their bodies through for a number of years while they were overweight, both of them have had to have some medical interventions, including organ transplant and joint replacements. And it's funny that their lives have kind of paralleled themselves. Now, one of them is thriving today. The other one is not. The one that's thriving went into the hospital each time saying, this is for my highest good. I know that the people around me are acting for my highest good. I'm going to come out on this other side of my surgery fighting, kicking, and screaming and yelling yeehaw and get on with my life. The other one went into his surgery going, oh my God, the doctors are all a bunch of bumbling idiots and I hate my nurses and the nurses are all out to get me and they won't give me enough food and something's going to definitely go wrong. And the one that went in with that attitude came out the other side of his surgeries a mess with side effect after side effect and having to return to the hospital for this checkup and that checkup and this medication and that medication. And the other one came out of his surgeries doing exactly what I just said, going, yee-haw, yes, I am doing what I need to do and I'm getting on with my life. And I really get the sense, Gemini, that that is the decision that you need to make right now. The decision you need to make right now is, am I going to approach everything with an attitude of positivity and an attitude that things are going to work out for me? Or am I going to approach things with an attitude of negativity and an attitude of everyone is out to get me and everything I try is going to fail? Because here's the thing. If you go into life believing that things are going to go wrong, then you have created that reality that things are going to go wrong in your life. If you go into a situation saying everything is going to work out perfectly, even if it doesn't work out exactly the way that you had visualized it, Gemini, is still going to come out with a more positive outcome than the guy that goes into it going, oh my God, they're just here to screw me anyway. That's what these cards are telling me that the last half of October is about for you, Gemini. It's about you shifting or making that decision to walk through life with an attitude of gratitude and positivity, or an attitude of negativity and everything is screwed. That's what these cards are indicating. That's the downloads that I'm getting for you right now, Gemini. Which will you choose? It's about a choice. Let's have a look at your final general overall outcome. Might have to go through the deck a second time here. Oh, maybe not. There's one card. There we go. Is it gonna come out or not? It went back in. I'm gonna yank that card and we'll check it. And I've got one more here that wants to come out. Okay. You have another ace that's come out. This time it's the Ace of Wands. And again, Gemini, it is in reverse, meaning that there is a delay to the progress that you want to see happening. You also have the Strength card, and the Strength card came out in the upright position. The Strength card is the card indicating you have what it takes. You have what it takes to trust. You have what it takes to make this decision, and you have what it takes in order to be able to make your life amazing and beautiful. You have what it takes to go into things with an attitude of positivity. You have more strength than you think you do. And you also have the Four of Wands here, and the Four of Wands is a card of celebration, is a card that things will turn out beautifully, especially when you approach things with that attitude of positivity. That's essentially what this card is about. There is going to be a slight delay. Okay. The reason that you've got two aces here coming up, both in reversed, both indicating a delay to starting something new, is because if you've spent the last several weeks catastrophizing and worrying and coveting what someone else has and thinking that the whole world is out to get you, the universe is somewhat delayed in giving you what you want. So you've spent several weeks putting it out there, catastrophe, crap, negativity, etc. So the universe over the next few days, there's the possibility that the universe is going to go, okay, here you go. But as you watch this video, you're going, oh, I get it. All right, approach things with this can-do attitude and things are going to be okay and so on and so forth. And all of a sudden, within a couple of weeks for your outcome here, you've got a whole bunch of positivity coming in. But that comes from our thoughts. Our thoughts create our reality. So I just wanted to remind you of that, Gemini. Thank you so much for joining me. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. And I look forward to having the opportunity to conduct your next reading for you at the beginning of November. Going to collect things up and we're going to move into Libra. All right. Libra, you are next. Just give me a second here to collect up cards. Get them back in their respective decks here. And then we will get started. Okay. Clear out the energy from the Geminis and let's get started with Libra. All right, let's go, Libra. Oh, there's one and two. Almost at the end of the pile there. Oh, and then a whole bunch fell out just at the end. All right. We're going to set those ones off to the side. Okay. Libra. The cards that we got for where you're at now, we have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, and we have the Strength card in the upright position. I'm going to start with the Seven of Pentacles. It was the first card that came out for you. And the Seven of Pentacles is the card of difficult financial situation at this time. It's a card of talking about decisions you may have made several weeks or several months ago, and those decisions are coming in now and manifesting at this time. This card may indicate a lack of responsibility or a lack of understanding how money works on your part. But the Strength card coming in right next to this Seven of Pentacles for the mid to late October is reminding you that you do have the strength to get back on your feet financially at this time, Libra, that it's not, okay, well, what's coming in for me is that the financial difficulties that you're currently experiencing are not all bad. You are experiencing those financial difficulties at this time specifically because there's a lesson in it for you that is going to serve your highest good a little bit later on. But it's something that you need to go through and that you need to experience here and now. That's why you've got the Strength card coming in, because the Strength card is indicating there is a big lesson in this for you. Let's have a look at what you're focusing on. Okay, well, that was fun. I've got one card in my lap, one on my work surface, and one over there on the floor. So I'll have a look at that in just a minute. Let's see what else is going on for you, Libra. Oh, we actually have two cards on my lap. Okay. Okay. So the first card that came out in that bunch was the Nine of Autumn. The Nine of Autumn corresponds to the Nine of Pentacles. And the Nine of Pentacles is a card of you've done a lot of hard work and you feel like you are now in a position for wanting to be rewarded for that work. It's the card I like to say is about taking a deep breath and a sigh of relief that the hard work that you've been putting in, you are now being rewarded for. There's something else coming up about this card for you. Okay, so many of us during the last 4 years started new businesses, had career changes, and we've been put in a position where we've had to put career ahead of all else in order to make ends meet financially. And this is a card saying you can breathe now. There's some space there for you. Right next to that, you have the Eight of Autumn. The Eight of Autumn corresponds to the Eight of Pentacles, and this is a card of you may not have 100% of the information that you need in order to be able to move forward with regards to a career or a work decision. And so doing some more research, perhaps taking a seminar or going to a library, something like that might be in order right now, because that's going to improve your opportunities when it comes to work or career. Right next to that, however, you have the Four of Summer, also known as the Four of Cups, and this is the card of distraction. This is a card of, yeah, I just don't feel like paying attention to that right now, which may indicate why you have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse as your first card in the reading. When we work, and we finally get to that point where we can go, there may be a temptation to let things slide a little bit. That's what the Four of Summer is indicating. You let things slide a little bit. You might think, I don't need to go take that seminar. I don't need to go and do any more research. I know everything. I built my business up. The cards are indicating, nah, you do need to continue to educate yourself. You do need to continue to stay on top of things. But as you have succeeded more and more, what you actually have done, this is kind of like a card. Okay, you streamline things and now you can sit back and take a breath. But that doesn't mean that you can be completely distracted from what's going on around you. And the final card you have here for your focus, Libra, is the 10 of Summer. 10 of Summer is one of the happiest cards in the deck. There's 3 cards in the tarot deck that are considered happy, happy, happy cards. The 10 of Summer, 10 of Cups is one of them. And so this is a card indicating that things work out very nicely. There is emotional gratification, there is financial gratification, and it is coming your way, and so on. So in the context of what you are focusing on at this time, you are focusing on career, but you're focusing on, okay, I want to step back and take a break. The universe is calling upon me to go and take some seminar or go do more research. And you know what? I really don't feel like it because I've made it. I'm just going to be distracted for a while. The cards are saying you can't do these two in the middle and have these two on the outside. You have to do what's in the middle here, which is do some seminars, do some research, make sure you're staying on top of your game. And then there is a very positive outcome coming out of that for you, Libra. We're going to see if there is anything challenging you at this time. Maybe not. Maybe there's nothing they're challenging you. Oh, I spoke too soon. And then 2 cards came out. Okay. You have the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles card is the card that I like to, and it also came out in reverse. I do want to point that out. The Four of Pentacles is a card that I like to refer to as the coveting card, but also the card of make sure that you're budgeting properly. This coming up in your challenges is interesting because you started off with this Seven of Pentacles here, indicating possible financial difficulties. You have a card of strength that you're going to get through this, and then you have an indication that as you move through the latter half of October, things are going to work out for you, providing you are not sticking your head in the sand and ignoring the fact that you need to stay on top of your game. And then you get this Four of Pentacles in reverse. The Four of Pentacles in reverse is a card that indicates that your budgeting skills may be a little lacking at this time, Libra. That you may have more going out than what you have coming in. You may be living a little bit in the past, is what I'm picking up, where things were going really well. You had a certain amount of income coming in. You upgraded your lifestyle to meet your income. We have a tendency to do that, right? So we live within our means, and then our means get a little higher. So we upgrade our lifestyle and it's all good. And then we get a little bit more money and we upgrade our lifestyle. And then the money goes down, but our lifestyle remains the same. That's the sense that I'm getting for you right now, Libra. And so that is going to kind of bite you until you can rebalance your budget. The rebalancing your budget is definitely possible, but you need to do it in a way that's very rational here with this Emperor card coming in your difficult influences. The Emperor coming in, who is a very rational masculine figure, who does things in a very logical, linear way, it's in your difficult influences, Libra. So this is indicating that you may not be doing things in a rational way right now. Like I said, if your budget drops, your lifestyle and your expectations for your lifestyle have to drop as well. And unfortunately, most of us don't want to do that. These cards are not indicating that this Seven of Pentacles is a permanent situation. These cards, in fact, are indicating that there is a beautiful outcome with this Nine of Autumn and this 10 of Summer here. But in order for that to happen, there are some steps that you're going to have to take, Libra, including lowering some expectations to meet with your new budget. But the cards are indicating that's a temporary thing. And that's okay. And that's part of the lesson. Remember, I said that there was a lesson that I was sensing you needed to learn, and here it is here. Okay. Yeah, Libra. You know, one of the things with the Emperor coming in, the Emperor is ego. Just as the Devil card in the tarot is also an ego card, but the Emperor has a big ego. And when his ego gets stepped on, i.e., his financial situation no longer meets with the ego and expectations, that's a blow. Once that lesson is learned and we remember where we came from, and we remember we had the strength to get up here in the first place, we can get back here again. We can do it again with this Strength card. Where are we going for your outcome? Interesting. Oh, there we go. What do we have for your outcome card? Prince of Summer. Yeah. Prince of Summer, also known as the Knight of Cups, is a card of make sure that you are keeping yourself grounded in reality. Libra, I want to say that the last half of October, the cards are indicating that the last half of October for you, Libra, is a little bit of a ride on a rough ocean. You're going to experience some ups, you're going to experience some downs, but it comes down to your ego when it comes to your money and your finances. You're going to get knocked down a couple of pegs. You're going to be able to climb yourself back out of that with this 10 of summer. And in the end, things will work out, but there's some lessons that you need to learn. And in particular, there's some lessons that you need to learn with regards to money and finances, as well as keeping your ego in check in the coming days and weeks. So I'm sorry that this reading wasn't more positive and airy-fairy, but the reality is that I like to keep things real for my clients when I give readings. Not everything is always sunshine, rainbows, and unicorns. There are speed bumps on the road of life. And I do sense, Libra, that you are going to be hitting some speed bumps here for the last half of October. Now, notice that I said speed bumps, not roadblocks. These are not life-ending, life-altering things that are coming up. That's not what the cards are indicating. What the cards are indicating to me, Libra, is that your certain circumstances are going to come into play in order for you to be kind of humbled. And when you learn that lesson and recognize that lesson, then better things come out of it, including this 10 of summer. All right. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me. And if you like the video, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much, Libra, and I hope that I will see you again next month for your next reading. Let's move into Aquarius. All right, just finished putting the cards away from Libra's reading. Clear the cards, clear my own energy. Tap into the energy of Aquarius for the time frame mid to late October. Where are we going? Yeah. Aquarius, there was a black cat that just walked right outside my RV. Interesting. All right, Aquarius, let's get started. All right. Aquarius, we have two major arcana cards that have come out for you for what you are doing and learning right now here in the middle of October under the influence of this annular eclipse. We have the Hermit card coming out, and we have the Empress. I want to point out as well, you have the 3 card here, you have the 9 here. Let's see whether you're going to get a 6 later on in your reading, and then we'll have 3, 6, 9. As you know, Aquarius, 3, 6, 9 are important numbers. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, look into Tesla and his numbers, and his favorite numbers were 3, 6, 9, and there is an importance to those numbers. Okay, getting on with your reading here, Aquarius. The Hermit. The Hermit is the card of withdraw, go within, activate some intuition. Oh yeah, is the Empress about intuition? Not quite so much as the High Priestess, but the Empress is also about intuition. And the Hermit is about making a deeper commitment to your spiritual growth. Not surprising, we're trying to dig deeper into the age of Aquarius, which is an age of peace and love. Well, some people are still holding on to the age of Pisces, which was about war and destruction. The last vestiges of that are being left behind, but there are still some of that is bubbling up because people are holding on to the power and control, but that's past energy. Okay, getting back to the message of this hermit. So the hermit is about making a deeper connection to your spiritual growth, Aquarius. Really important at this time. The other thing that the hermit heralds or brings in for us is the possibility of a mentor coming in for you at this time, or you may be being called upon to become a mentor to someone else. Exciting. And that comes with some responsibility. You have the Empress here as well. And the Empress is a card of taking action. The Empress in almost all of the tarot cards portrays a female figure who is about to give birth or has just given birth. It is about putting new creative ideas out there into the world, Aquarius. How do we come up with our creative ideas? Oh, yeah. Most of us get our good ideas when we make a commitment to go within. Let's have a look at what you have been focusing on. Oh, I'm getting called to pull a card from over there. Do that in just a second here. All right, what are the aquas focusing on, please? What are you focusing on? Anything else? All right, so we just have the one card here for your focus. Right, amazing. So the card that you've got for your focus is the possibilities. Now you'll notice up here on the card, there is an eagle, and the eagle is about us being able to open our vision and be able to see more, be able to get the bird's eye view or the view from the top, however you want to word it, Aquarius. This is a card indicating that you are opening up to the possibilities. Not surprising considering you have the Empress here. She is about birthing new ideas and new possibilities. And you also have the Hermit about your spiritual development, which is about opening, of course, the third eye, the pineal gland, cleansing that out so that you are able to see the possibilities and see the future differently. I know that this reading is becoming more of that sort of psycho spiritual type reading, more so than a specific reading for you that is based in 3D work, money, career type reading, but this is how it's coming out, Aquarius. So we know that the age of Aquarius began back in the 60s, and it has been thus progressing further and further into the energies of love and peace and so on. And the possibilities for future, for humanity as a whole, you're able to see this. And the more people that can see that, the better we are to be able to reach that critical mass of enough people that turn away, turn their backs, and say no to the past paradigms that have been influencing us. The sooner that we're able to reach that critical mass of enough people seeing the possibility for a better world, the better. And Aquarians, you are on the forefront of this. See, yeah, messages you need to hear at this time. I don't know why I'm getting, this deck is just screaming at me to pull a card. Okay. The first card that I can see, because they did turn up face up, don't relinquish your power, Aquarius. Okay. This is an important message with regards to this hermit, and specifically with regards to talking about the psycho-spiritual and the kind of what some people refer to as the airy-fairy realm. It's not airy-fairy because our thoughts become our realities. We create our realities when we come up with ideas and we can see them in our heads. And when we can see them in our heads, we can begin to manifest them into reality. And that's what I'm talking about here with this possibilities card, with this hermit card, with this empress card. Some people see being a more spiritual person and sitting in meditation for a period of time each day. Some people see that as weakness. Some people see that as, well, how can I be a powerful manifester, somebody who's going to effect change in the world if all I do is sit in meditation all day? And they see that as being weak. And it's not. That is part of being a powerful you. But also, don't relinquish your power is about you having there are two different ways to stand in your power. One of them is the old way with the old energies, and one of them is to stand in your power with peace and love. Kindness counts, right? And understand your body. Okay, this card coming out for you, Aquarius, is an indication that as you are going through this process and as you are making a deeper commitment to your spiritual growth, as you change, you are actually going to be also shifting your vibration. When you shift your vibration and increase your vibration, it takes a little bit for your physical body to catch up with the energetic body. So the energetic body begins to vibrate at a higher vibration, and the physical body goes, oh, wait, I'm not sure I like that. And that's when you can experience aches, pains, sniffles, and that type of thing. So understand that when you are experiencing aches, and don't get me wrong, I am not a doctor, I'm not a certified medical practitioner or anything. But what I am saying is that when you change your spiritual belief system, you change your energetic vibration. And when you change your energetic vibration, your physical body can react with some aches and pains, perhaps some sniffles and stuff. I'm not talking about the big stuff that you should absolutely seek out medical attention for. But if what you're experiencing is some unusual aches and pains, going through the latter half of October, Aquarius, it may just be this sort of spiritual energetic upgrade that you are experiencing. Where are we going? Let's have a look at what is challenging you at this time. Oh, that was interesting. The card fell out right away. And right after this, we're going to pull your general overall outcome cards, and we'll have a look at those. Okay. Four of Cups. Four of Cups in reverse, unfortunately. This is a card of experiencing disappointment, experiencing loss. As you change and shift, Aquarius, so too will friends and family, and your social dynamic is going to change. That's what I'm picking up with this. And that's going to challenge you, but it's temporary because you see things differently now. All right, where are we going for your outcome? Almost there. What do we have for your general overall outcome? Okay. Ascending the mountain, keep going forward. Right. This is a card. that encourages you to stay on the path, even if at times it seems like it's challenging you a little bit, even if it seems like there's some disappointment and some loss along the road, even if it feels like sometimes your body is uncomfortable with this change or a shift. This is confirmation that what you are actually moving into is joy and delight. So keep climbing, keep going, Aquarius. You are on the right path. You are definitely on the right path, especially with these two cards, the Hermit and the Empress here. They're exposing the possibility of a better life and a better world for us all. Thank you so much for joining me, Aquarius. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. And I hope that you will allow me the honor of doing your next reading for you at the beginning of November.